present to you Frank White.
Good morning. That's a hard act to follow, but happy Friday. I think this is the first time we're all back together. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Father Frank. You probably know I'm a Jesuit and a psychologist. But I want to talk this morning for the morning talk on something I know almost nothing about, which is economics. And I figure, well, if they're going to hire me to be at a job training place, I probably should know something. So when I don't know anything, I always go to my best friend, Google Scholar. And in Google Scholar, there's a guy named Dr. Eisler who talks about economics in a way I have never heard. And he said, economics is really about an economy of care. Care for ourselves, care for each other, and care for the earth. Well, how do we do that? How do we care for one another? The question becomes, how do we care for the next person who comes through those swinging doors? Now, he's not on Google Scholar, but someone who helps me a lot is St. Ignatius. I know less about Latin than I do about economy, but the one word I do know in Latin is this phrase St. Ignatius talked a lot about. It's cura personalis. How do we care for one another? And we know to care for one another, to care for the next guy who comes through that swinging door, something has to happen with what Father Greg calls transformation. And another hero of mine is Carl Jung, and he says, transformation is damn hard. We really have a very, very difficult time embracing transformation. But if we can embrace transformation, something really, really amazing happens. We start to live in another universe. We start to live in another way. So my challenge, what I throw out, is just to begin to look at how we care for each other. How we let go of what is familiar, and instead we smile, we put our hand out, we say hello. It's not easy, but like Ignatius says, we just go the opposite direction, and it's possible. But one thing with transformation helps me is images, and I love for LGBTQ plus month, we've got this beautiful pride altar in front of us. And I thought to end the thought for the day, to begin the weekend, how about using my favorite lesbian poet, mystic, Mary Oliver. And this is what she says in her poem, Don't Hesitate. If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give into it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be destroyed. We are not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back, that sometimes something happens better than all the riches and all the power in the world. And it could be anything at all. But very likely you notice it in the instant when love begins. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. Have a little joy, enjoy the weekend. Thanks.